afternoon, guys. What we have here today is the brand new Toyota Tamaraw Hilux Champ. And this is a personal unit of ours, and we want to give you our first personal review of what it is to own a Tamaraw. So Toyota is banking on this vehicle to be their platform, which is Philippine-made, to be a very big unit or vehicle for the Philippine market. So what we have here is a utility pickup, which is very, very promising as an enthusiast car. First of all, the first look of the Tamaraw gives you this macho look in the front, which I think a lot of car shops, including myself, really like. The size and the wheels might be a little too small for my taste, but this is why we're doing an evaluation of what we could upgrade from a stock Tamaraw to an Overlandkings style Hilux Tamaraw. Further on, if you look at the practicality of this car, it has one of the biggest pickup beds, which is an ideal platform for overlanders. Probably it may fall on the downside because it's a 4x2 vehicle, but you know, the potential of having a nice toy to play around with is really cool with this new Tamaraw. So the first mods we put on this vehicle, which I think is important, is called a bed liner spray. What we have here is Linex spray, and Linex gives you a lifetime warranty on the bed, which if you're using as a support vehicle, you will definitely need to have to protect the car from ever damaging the bed. After which, we've already took it out to OK Camp Out, and we loaded it to the max. And did it perform well? Yes, it was very, very easy. It was very, very powerful. But I highly suggest that the first mod you do, if you're a utility car, is to have this sprayed on your vehicle right now. Now, let's check out how this car drives and check out the interior and how it's gonna go as we take it for a first spin with us. Let's go. The interior of the Tamaraw is very, very utilitarian. And if you can see, it still has this leather material, which I think is designed more for wear than for luxury. But this is a top-of-the-line unit, so it comes with an automatic transmission. And it also comes with this orange accents, which gives just a little liveliness inside, but nothing spectacular. But that's why we're gonna have a look at it and see what we could upgrade. Some things that I already see offhand is you could definitely put a Hilux Power Eco switch, put a USB port there, probably some accessories like a clock maybe, or a lot of these little things that you could add to make it a more habitable car if you're not using it for delivery. But the one thing I would like to appreciate Toyota with is at least they gave us a head unit with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto stock from the factory. So this is my official first drive on the Tamaraw. And maybe a DTE throttle controller. Okay, first impression on power. Very responsive. Alright, when you drive the Tamaraw, I think the first thing, you would feel macho because of the squarish feel. So it is very airy inside this two-door cabin. And you know what? It's hard to not compare it to a Hilux because it does feel like a Hilux. But then okay, humps. All right, good. Ouch. So there comes the compromise. Actually, it rides very soft in the front. And then in the back, it's on leaf springs on a harder ride. You know what? If Toyota really does come up with a 4x4 variant of this, I think it'd be a different story too altogether for enthusiasts. But you know what? I think you have to look at this car on how it's intended to be used. We bought this vehicle
not as an enthusiast.
We bought this vehicle really for our gear because we need to transport stuff around. And I think for that particular purpose, it does fit the bill. Because again, everybody wants a Toyota that's just reliable and gets the job done. And for that purpose, I think this won't be a family vehicle. One is just for two, right? But you know what? This car will have potential as a camper for two people. So we might, I think some ideas, ouch. So I think some ideas that I might have for the car as an overland. We will do an overland concept for this car, don't get me wrong. We're still gonna do it because it's quite fun.
The ride is so harsh. The camera is so harsh.
No, it's harsh. The back is really harsh. So we're not paid for this. This is our vehicle. So if you're getting this, don't get any pretensions that this is gonna be a soft car, okay? It's really a utilitarian car. Yes, it's powerful, aircon's freezing, get the Toyota Hilux feel. Makalagay, it says Toyota Hilux, but it is a hard suspension. There's no, oh my goodness. There's no going around it. But, you know, as an overland shop, we are gonna tune the suspension and we're gonna see if it does get better. For sure, we're gonna put 2-inch lifts on this car, and maybe, you know what? I'm gonna take back the 18-inch rims on this one. It's gonna make life more miserable. No, I think it's gonna look good, but given how hard this ride is, it's gonna just make it harder. But yeah. But you know, I think when you fully load it with gear, it's gonna ride very differently. It's gonna feel very different. But you know, I think one of the things we wanna address as an overland shop rig is there's a little bit of a droop in the back when it's fully loaded. So I think by tuning the suspension, adding a little bit of a lift to give it more comfortability. You know, one more thing you have to consider, this seat does not recline much. I mean, the seating position is this already. I mean, do we fit? Yes. Me and Jay, we fit quite comfortably. What doesn't feel tight, right? Pero the recline, it's adequate. I don't think I can put a bigger seat on this, honestly, because mawawala yung rake eh. If you put a thicker seat for it. The seat's actually quite comfy. I won't complain about this, actually. So, there. That's a quick drive of this Hilux Tamaraw. And as we modify it, we'll also give you updates on how we feel about it. But it's essentially, on the first trip, when we fully loaded it, it did well for its intended purpose. Now, let's see if we could soften it up a bit, give it a little bit more flair, an overland style, and see if it'd be a good overland vehicle for you. If you're just into camping and just want a vehicle that will run about, it is a very compelling package at roughly 1 million something, right? It's not a very expensive vehicle for that purpose. So on the exterior of the Tamaraw, you could see that the top spec is running a DRL headlight, also with a projector. So that's for the top spec. And I think it adds a little bit of a flavor to an otherwise just a basic type of vehicle. Some of the things I like about the vehicle, quick specs, is I like this vertical door handle. Gives you a little bit different. Usually door handles are up and down. It just gives you a little bit of a flavor in terms of how the door opens, and it's quite chunky. So the Tamaraw is running a 5x114 PCD of wheel and tire specs. So that would be actually already available for most sedan type of rims, but this would be easily upgradable if you want a bigger set of rims and tires. Moving on to the engine. So the Tamaraw is running a 2.4-liter turbo diesel engine from the Hilux, which is running roughly around 150 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. From my experience of driving the vehicle, it is adequate to give you that pep for pulling anything you might be able to put in the back. Speaking of the back, the payload capacity of the Tamaraw Hilux is roughly 1,100 kilograms, which we'll put there with the exact numbers. But basically, it's about a 1-ton truck that you could put anything that you would need for your daily use, whether it's for your construction business or for overland business, or anything you might need to put on the bed of this vehicle. The specific model that Overlandkings truck has is called the drop side vehicle. And one of the things that is ideal for a drop side pickup, which is not usual for your pickup, is this is the rear loading area. But what's nice about it, being a drop side, is you get drop side. So what that does is if you're able to load pallets here from the side, or in our case, maybe a drawer system, maybe a bed rack, and maybe a full camper. We don't know, but we might put all those things on this vehicle. Make it a stage for you. So I think that's the advantage of having a drop side, which is actually a nice feature if you're really using it for utility. So to summarize all of that on the outside, I think it is a very practical utility vehicle if you're using it for business, but the occasional leisure trip on the weekend will probably do the job for this Toyota Tamaraw Hilux. One unique thing that I've seen on the Hilux Tamaraw is there are these 4 bolts on the top, which is quite designed for probably a crossbar on a roof rack. Currently, we will upgrade this to have that, and once you're able to do that, that gives you added loading capacity aside from the back to put your, let's say, boxes or probably your awnings or LED light bars to give it a more leisure lifestyle active truck that you might like for this type of vehicle. So those are the little things that I think the Hilux has, making it very, very utilitarian, but also fun to play with as an enthusiast. All right, so we have done an initial test of the Tamaraw that we have on the shop. It's initially used as a utilitarian vehicle. We've loaded it, we've brought it OK camp out. We've seen how it rides initially. But follow us as we continue to build this Tamaraw and make it our own taste of an overland lifestyle vehicles. All right, so if you like the videos that we have been doing and we are about to do again for you, please do help us out and like and subscribe in the buttons right here and the button right here. And we'll see you on the next adventure. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.